Alejandro Diazzi in left, Jordan Danks in center, and Casper Wells in right. The infield of Gillespie, Ramirez, Beckham, and Keppinger at first base for the second game. Hector Jimenez behind the plate. And our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Jose Quintana, who's 3-2, the ERA 3.83. 83 hits in 87 innings, only 26 walks, so the control has been good. Right-handers having some problems with that cutter inside. They're hitting just 238, but he has allowed 10 home runs this year. The umpires for the second game of the doubleheader. Mike Esterbrook behind the plate. Wally Bell, the crew chief, is at first. Hunter Wendelstedt is at second. And Quinn Wolcott is at third. And so it's 70 degrees. And a little over 5 hours after the first game started, we are ready to start the second game. So as Hector Jimenez throws it down, we are finally ready to play baseball. And the second game of the doubleheader coming up. I'll turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
Hi, Steve. Thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball. Game 2 of this doubleheader right here with Comcast Sportsnet. As the Sox trying to square it up at a game apiece. And Michael Bourne, who did not play in Game 1, will lead it off. He's hitting at 296, and the first pitch of the ball game from Quintana is laced into left field. So great speed aboard. Bourne's a game changer. There's no question about that. He can hit. The only thing he can't do is throw very well. Everything else he's got covered. So he is 11 for 16 in stolen bases.
They spent a great deal of money bringing in Bourne and Swisher to help change the culture in the ball club. And it's worked out pretty well for them.
So here's Aviles. He was 3 for 6 in the first game. What new against us? He has been a Sox killer. And in 61 stolen bases, 78 attempts. Aviles against Quintana has faced him 5 times, has 1 hit. Outfield around to the right, gap out there in left center as Gillespie right at the cut of the grass at third. And there's not a good attempt by Aviles. 19-10 if you're just tuning in. Indians took Game 1, and at one point we led that game 5-0. And that's fouled back, and very quickly the count 0-2. If you missed that first game, there were 406 pitches made in that game. 176 by Cleveland, 230 by our guys. And in between games, I just had to do it. I went downstairs and I told Alan Porter that was one of the best games I have ever seen called behind the plate. When you get a game like that, 406 pitches. Now, there's not a man on the face of the planet that's going to get 406 pitches right, but he came close. Great job by Alan Porter. And understandably, he is resting this game. As the 0-2 pitch. That's high and wide.
Detroit won their ball game against Tampa Bay as Max Scherzer went to 12-0. Big game for Miguel Cabrera, but that usually accompanies a Detroit win.
He was 4 for 4 with 2 home runs in that game, as that's out of play right side. He drove in 3. So now Cabrera hitting at 377 on the season, 24 homers, and he has 81 RBIs, going for his second consecutive Triple Crown, and he might just do it. The best hitter in the game, and maybe the best hitter we've ever seen. Just a short lead by Bourne. Pretty good pitch. Did not get it.
That ball had a good portion of the zone. Menard's pitch tracks will show you that could have gone either way. It went Avilas's way.
And because of that, problems as Bourne will pull up. Casper with a terrific arm in right field.
One thing that the third base coach is going to have to bear in mind, and I'm sure both of them will, is that the outfielders are going to get a wet baseball. And it's going to be very difficult to throw a wet baseball. But that ball is hit hard. Wells was not playing overly deep for Avilas. So there's no reason with nobody out to try to test his arm this early.
So here's Kipnis hitting at .295, 11 homers and 47 knocked in. Kipnis 3 for 4 with 3 doubles, 2 RBIs in the first game. He also walked 3 times in that game and was robbed of another double on a beautiful catch, as that's going foul by Diaza, who was in left field. So he'll come back with an 0-1 count.
He's got 1 sacrifice this year, and a pretty good idea because Gillespie was even with the bag at the time. Now he's moved in at the cut of the grass. So here's a guy with a 10-game hitting streak, hitting right around 500 in those 10 games. And the right thing to do is advance the base runners, and he tried to get it done.
Takes that pitch and the count 1-1. Short lead by Bourne at second. And there's a base hit. So Bourne's going to score. They get the ball back into the right base, and it's quickly a 1-0 Cleveland lead. But runners at the corners and nobody out.
Apparently nobody's told the Indians that the first game ended, because they're picking it up here exactly where they left off. After 21 hits in that first game, they've gotten 3-on-3 hitters. That's an 11-game hitting streak now for Kipnis. And every time he hits the ball, it seems to find a hole. So he drives in run number 48.
And here's Swisher playing first base. He was 2 for 4 with a couple of RBIs in game 1. He also walked a couple of times as the DH. Kipnis 18 for 23 in stolen bases. Had one in the first game.
Switcher, a natural right-hand hitter, a better hitter from the right side, broke his thumb as a kid and couldn't hit. So he started to hit left-handed. He liked it, and his friends would never let him hit right-handed in their pickup games, so he continued to hit lefty. Parlayed it into a whole lot of money as a major leaguer.
Outfield straight up, about equidistant.
The infield's going to trade a run if they can get the double play off the bat of Swisher. He's grounded into 4 of them this year.
He almost walked right into that one. So now Jimenez out to talk to our 24-year-old southpaw.
Looking for the ball away. Came an eyelash from turning into that and getting hit on the right forearm. So trouble right here in the top of the first.
And the count 3-1. So the 7th meeting between these two teams this year. In the first 6, Cleveland has won 4. Good rip, and fouls it off.
Putting a little heavy in the infield. It did take some water. So the question becomes, does Terry Francona send his best base stealer, knowing that Swisher doesn't strike out a whole lot right-handed?
Just a decent lead. Just again, just a decent lead. He does not go. And that will load him up. So sacks packed with Clevelanders. Nobody out. That'll bring up Mark Reynolds, who was 1 for 4 with an RBI in game 1.
Don Cooper spent a lot of time walking from where he is standing right now to the mound in that first game. He would just as soon not do it again.
Reynolds hitting at .231, 14 homers and 45 knocked in. He's dangerous. He is 2 for 7 lifetime off Quintana. And a good rip. He can take you out anywhere.
Here's our AT&T Uverse multi-view. Good speed out at second. Just adequate speed at first and third.
Good strike. So the count 0-2.
He came into the first game hitting under 200 with the bases loaded, had one opportunity and came through with a base hit in the 8th inning.
He gone. Big strikeout. 1 down.
So the first man that Jose retires to strike out a Reynolds on a high fastball.
Here's Santana, switch hitting catcher. Carlos hitting at .269 with 10 homers and 32 driven in. Indians have 90 home runs. We have 75. Takes that one downstairs.
Santana, a better hitter from the right side, which is his natural side. Yet despite being a catcher and having reconstructive knee surgery, he's grounded into 2 double plays. But with the bases loaded, he's been very good.
Close pitch, didn't get it, and the count 2-0. There's the strike on the inner part. Outfield. Just a step or two over towards left. About equidistant. And the Sox, of course, hoping for a ground ball. Now he's back in the catbird seat. He was 2-0, is now 3-1. If you're just tuning in, 1-0 here in the top of the first inning with 1 out and the bases loaded. And that's going to be foul, and that's going to be a souvenir for a full count.
Michael Brantley in the on deck circle. He didn't see action in the first game.
Get something down.
Santana surprisingly has been a much better hitter on the road, where he's hit 300 as opposed to 230 at Progressive Field.
And the payoff pitch. And it's 2-0. And here comes Coop. Second walk of the inning.
Very quiet RBI, and it's number 33.
Walks hurt us in that 6-run fourth that they had. 2 walks here. And Brantley will be the hitter. Brantley at 271, 5 homers, 38 knocked in. That's a nice number, 38 for him. And he's had good success against Quintana, 3 for 7. Breaking ball misses.
Brantley's been one of their best hitters with runners in scoring position, hitting .357 and career with the bases loaded, hitting .310. So although he hits righties much better than he hits lefties, in situations like this, he's been tough to get out.
The worst part about our stuff right now is he's a one-pitch pitcher. Now gets away, and it's 3-0.
It's going to be a pass ball. Heads up base running by Kipnis. In that, when he saw that ball dribble away from Jimenez, he took off. And scores easily.
Now the infield's got to come in. But then on second and third, 1 out. A ball and 2 strikes. Swisher coming down that line at third. Not a good start after getting beat 19-10 in game one. Another breaking ball misses, so a full count. Get against a hot hitting club and you're a one pitch pitcher, you're probably going to get beat. And they've already got 3. And that is Souvenir left side.
Jose is going to deliver pitch number 32. In what to this point has been a fairly nightmarish first.
Once again, the payoff. And that's going to get another one in. Another fastball, so it's a 4-0 lead. And that walk scores. And a day like today might just help or solidify, validate some ideas from Rick Hahn. As here's Rayburn. Rayburn 2 for 5 with a homer and 4 RBIs in the first game. Takes strike 1. So Quintana, who was 1-0 this year against Cleveland, 2-0 lifetime. With just 2/3 of an inning, is going to now throw pitch number 35. The 1-2. 4 runs cross the plate here in the top of the first inning. They strand 1 and they lead it 4-0.
Leading off, then Ramirez and Dunn the DH with Keppinger at first, Gillespie, Beckham, Danks, Wells, and Hector Jimenez behind the plate and hitting ninth. The defense, and now they're going to line up behind Carlos Carrasco. Brantley, Bourne, and Stubbs in the outfield with Reynolds, Aviles, Kipnis, and Swisher in the infield. Carlos Santana gets a nod behind the plate. And our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is Carlos Carrasco. 0-3 with an inflated 7.78 ERA. 19 2/3, a couple of home runs allowed, but 27 hits. So despite being down 4, Carrasco has been less than overwhelming this year.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours, as here's Diaza. Hitting at .255, 10 homers, 38 knocked in. He was 1 for 2 in the first game with 3 walks. Takes first pitch strike from the 26-year-old out of Tarpon Springs, Florida. Get through. It will.
That fastball down at a good portion of the plate. And Alejandro takes it by a diving Jason Kipnis. A nice start against the last remnant of the deal that sent Cliff Lee to the Philadelphia Phillies back on July 29th of 2009.
Here's Alexei hitting at .279, a homer. He's driven in 16. 1 for 5 in the first game. There he goes. Santana with a throw. No.
Kipnis did a very good job of picking the ball. And on the swipe tag, he thought he had him. Terry Francona is going to come out to talk with Hunter Wendelstedt. Straight steal. Hunter said that the hand got it before the tag. And I think he just might be right. Good pick. Very close at second.
Couldn't tell from that angle. So Francona is satisfied. He'll go back. And we just got to start pecking away, chipping away. Get him over, Alexei. You don't have to get them all back with one swing. You can't. Checks it up, takes the strike, and the count evens at 1. Kansas City leading Minnesota 9-3. That game in the bottom of the 7th at Target Field. Texas shutting out Cincinnati 4-0. Bottom of the 8th in Arlington. And the count 1-2. Yankees were leading 3-0. Baltimore came back and beat them 4-3. Gausman, the winner. Sabathia, the loser. Boston beat Toronto 7-5 at Fenway. Boston now 49-33. Fouls that one. And here at our ballpark, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center.
Carlos Carrasco has a couple of suspensions for throwing inside and hitting people. And because of that, he is very careful when he goes in there and doesn't go in there quite as much as he used to.
Had him off balance out in front, so a little weak fly ball for out number 1. And let's check out our Farmers Insurance Fix to Click. Andrew DiMangio, our birthday boy today. Casper. Steve's going with Hector Jimenez. And all the good folks down at Knollwood Country Club. Nick Palmer. And gang, we're going to go with Jordan Danks. Here's Dunn. At 199, 21 homers, 50 knocked in. Checks it up and takes strike one.
The fastball at 97, so there's nothing wrong with the arm of Carrasco. And it's been somewhat of a mystery. A guy who was rated as one of the top prospects in the Philly organization just has not put it together yet.
Very quickly to count 0-2. Adam 2 for 4 with that homer. In game one, that was his 427th. That coming in the first inning made it a 3-0 Sox lead. Sox went on and scored 2 more and led it 5-0. High and wide. Sox came into today hitting at .242 with a 3.77 ERA. Tops that breaking ball down. No shift. Tries to sink it low and away and misses.
The Indians use that bullpen quite a bit in the first game. Bauer left after 2/3 of an inning. Then it was Albers, Shaw, Allen Smith, Pastano, and Perez.
Jacks it up. He did not go. And a full count to the big man. And that's ball 4. So with that walk, Adam has tied Pee Wee Reese for 55th all time with 1,210 base on balls. So here's Keppinger. 3 for 4 with a homer in game one. Takes that one low and away. That strike. And there's a base hit into right field, so they're going to hold. The out's at third, Sacks packed with Sox. Just one down. And here comes Gillespie.
Our hitters just keep looking away. More times than not, they're going to get the ball there. And Keppinger, who had a good game in the first game, starts it off pretty well here. As Mickey Callaway, who also spent a great deal of time on the mound in the first game, back out there again.
Quick check a couple of scores for you. The Angels were tied at 1 with Houston. They now lead 2-1. Top of the 8th inning down at Texas. Angels this year have in 6 games against the Tigers are 6-0. But in 10 games against the Astros, they're 3-7. So here is Gillespie. Takes ball 1.
Good speed at third.
That ball hit hard. Stretch Bourne back right in front of Jimmy Johns. Makes the catch. So Diaz scores, and it's a 4-1 ball game.
RBI number 19 for the proud new Papa. Bourne able to run it down and cuts the lead to 3.
Here's Beckham, 3 for 5 with a couple of RBIs in game 1, trying to take that one into right, hit it where it was pitched. And the count 0-1. Count evens. Dunn at second. Keppinger at first.
Adam was strolling off and has a couple of words for Kipnis at second.
Well, being a first baseman, of course, not in this game, but being a first baseman, he can take care of that. 2 out, 2 on. 1 in to 1-1. Chases a bad one. Now in a hole. Two and 2. Ball hit sharply, but right there. So we get the bases loaded. 1 out. We do get 1 in, but we trail it 4-1.
yesterday a report surfaced that Rick Hahn is listening to offers at this point. 10 days ago when we were in Minneapolis, he said he was going to hold off on that and wanted to kind of give this team a chance. And obviously we've seen they haven't gained much momentum over that time, had some trouble here and there. And so now the report came out and I was able to confirm it that, yes, they are listening to trade offers. Basically, from what the report said, everybody but Chris Sale and Paul Konerko are available right now. And, that means they're listening on everybody. Nobody should feel safe in the clubhouse. So kind of took stock of that today and talked to Robin Ventura, Chris Sale, and Adam Dunn about it. And Ventura said, hey, that's our record. That's where we are. I mean, it's time to do that. But obviously he still has the job to do to keep these guys focused on games. And that's what he's intent upon doing right now.
Well, the record we have right now stands at 32-44, and we have earned that.
Absolutely. And that's what he said. I mean, he knows there have been mistakes. He was frustrated by the base running mistakes there in the first game. There's constant fielding errors. So, I don't think that he's opposed to what's going to go on. Chris Sale, on the other hand, definitely wants to focus on the positives. So he said it's too early in this season for them to start thinking about negatives. Obviously, for players, it means some of their best friends are going to be looked at and possibly traded. And obviously, it's upheaval in the clubhouse for something like that to happen. So he doesn't want to focus on that right now. He said he's got to try and stay positive and do what he can to help turn this around.
Well, a day like today, especially in the first game, losing 19-10 and then having them get 4 right here. And baseball is right now, always has been and always will be, a day-to-day game.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. I mean, you get those 2 wins in Kansas City and you're ahead in that Sunday game, and you think that's positive momentum. You get 3 in a row. You come out of Kansas City, a team that you expect always plays you tough, and you think maybe that's a chance to turn around, and then it fell apart there in the 8th inning. I mean, it is a day-to-day game, and sustaining some kind of momentum is something this team has not been able to do. So it's definitely no surprise we're at this point.
So right now the Sox are sellers.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. I mean, they're going to be a popular team. I think you look at what they have in veteran relievers. They have Alex Rios, who, he's been a cornerstone of this team the last couple of years, and if they decide to move him, a lot of teams are going to be excited about that. That's a guy that can bat anywhere 2 through 6. He's a 5-tool guy, and obviously adds some hustle. So, you look at the potential that Jake Peavy could be out there. I mean, that would be a frontline starter. That this team, if they were thinking that, they could probably get a lot back for either of those guys.
Hi, Dan. Thank you very much. As always, good information, buddy. Dan Hayes from CSNChicago.com. And Michael Bourne for the second time gets a hit. He scored. He let it off last inning, and that started that 4-run first. Bourne, as I mentioned, 11 for 16 in stolen bases. Got just a short lead. Softly hit. They get the big speed off as Aviles breaks his bat. So 1 out.
That fastball inside, looking for an inning-ending double play, and Gordon gets out of the way, does it nicely, making sure that Bourne can't get a piece of him on the pivot. But the inning stays alive.
For Kipnis, who had an RBI single and scored a run. Inside. Kipnis has become one of the best players on this Indians team last year. Had 31 steals and 38 attempts. Tied Santana for the team lead. 76 RBIs. And plays a good second base. And has been red hot lately. Did not like that call, but it was there.
Good pitch on 2-0. Very much of hitter's count. But you throw one low and away and paint the black, and you're not going to find too many guys swinging at it. Throws one right on top of it to even the count at 2.
Gap out there in right center. Still having a lot of trouble getting a breaking ball strike. Payoff. And there is ball 4 for the third walk issued by Jose. And that'll bring a Swisher, who drew the first walk and scored last inning. Four, 4-0 for them. 1-2-0 for us.
Got to keep a close eye on Aviles at second. He had a stolen base in the first game, and he's 6 of 7 this year. "51 pitches already for Jose.
The 0-1.
Well, that young lady is absolutely ready in case anything comes her way.
Two on, 2 out. The 0-2 pitch. Another breaking ball in the dirt.
A lot of pitches in the early going.
That pitch off the plate. So 2-2. Still can't get a breaking ball over. Blue plate special for hitters. That ball hit hard, but Yaza is there. That's 3.
Well,
Alejandro.
He doesn't know there's 3 outs.
That'll retire the side. They threaten, can't score. After an inning and a half, it's still 4-1 Cleveland. And a reminder, support the Dominick's and White Sox Wives food drive on Saturday, July 20th. Fans can donate non-perishable food items or make monetary contributions at U.S. Cellular Field when the Sox take on the Atlanta Braves. So Dominick's and White Sox Wives food drive to benefit the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Danks, Wells, and Jimenez, the lower third of our order, in a 4-1 Cleveland lead here in the bottom of the second inning after game one took a little over 4 hours. And this is liable to outlast that one. Umpires are going to have a full day of baseball. Chops that foul. Oakland leading St. Louis 5-0, bottom of the third at the Coliseum. A's 46 and 34 coming in. And that's still on the way. Texas shuts out Cincinnati 4-0. Perez over Cueto. Texas now 47 and 33. So a full count to Jordan.
Pittsburgh won their 7th game in a row. 9 of their last 11. Running their record to 49 and 30. Taking over first place all by themselves.
Count remains 3-2. Count remains 3-2. Atlanta shuts out the D-backs 3-0. No runs, 4 hits, no errors for Arizona. 3 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Bravos. Got him. 1 out.
First strikeout of the game, and that one paints the corner. A perfect pitch. Our star reliever Casper Wells getting his first at bat. If you missed it, he threw the 9th inning of the opener, and it was a scoreless inning.
Want to know the count. Two and nothing. Rocky shutting out the Giants 4-0 4th inning. There's a strike. Kadyr's 14th home run, 2-run shot. Rosario his 13th.
Running his hitting streak to 25 games.
That's high into right field, so out number 2.
As an all-time Rocky record for Michael Kadire. Certainly has seen the Rocky Mountains to his liking after spending his entire career with the Minnesota Twins.
Here's Jimenez. Hector at 203, a couple of homers, 10 knocked in. Ate him up. Ate him up, Reynolds. Oh, what a nice play by Swisher and Reynolds both, but especially by Nick on the shift. And that'll retire the side. We're into the third, trailing by 3.
We know he's a pretty good outfielder, but he's a great first baseman. Huge stretch, keeping his foot on the bag. Wally Bell looking at it all the way, and he did indeed get him. And that's some flexibility from Nick Swisher.
And here's Mark Reynolds to lead it off here in the top of the third. He struck out swinging on a fastball his first trip. Starts him off with a changeup. One and one. Yes, he did. Crew Chief Wally Bell. 1-2 the count. Another breaking ball miss.
Tried to run a fastball in on his hands, and Reynolds was able to stay alive. Menard's pitch tracks. Shows you it's a good pitch. He fought it off.
This will be pitch number 61.
Reynolds has fanned 93 times this year. Probably on his way to something around 220 of them. But he hits enough out of the ballpark and drives in enough runs to be useful to the ball club.
He gone. Another high fastball.
Second time up. A repeat of the first time up.
That'll bring up Santana, who walked with the bases loaded. You're just tuning in. All 4 Cleveland runs in the first. Our run came in the bottom of the first. We had the bases loaded, 1 out. Could only manage 1. As Connors got him. And 2 down. There's Brantley. He had a sacrifice fly back in the first. Brantley now 39 RBIs. Top of the 9th in Minnesota. Kansas City 9, Twinkies 3. Yanks that one foul. See who's doing the damage up there. Hosmer 3 for 4, 3 RBIs. Has hit 2 home runs in that game. Moustakas has hit 1. Butler has hit 1. And that pitch inside. Ate him up. And finally a 1-2-3 inning. But we trail it 4-1.
To commemorate the Hawks' historic win. Visit shop.csnchicago.com for all your Stanley Cup championship gear. And there's a look at some of it.
Best looking jersey in sports. Right here at the top of the order here in the bottom of the 3rd, 4-4-0 for Cleveland, 1-2-0 for us. Piazza, who led it off, then stole a base, and finally came around to score. We had the bases loaded, 1 out, could only manage that 1 run, the sacrifice fly by Gillespie. Down in Atlanta, over 48,000 on hand as they retired Future Hall of Famer Chipper Jones, number 10. And Julio Teheran with 6 innings, striking out 10. As Braves beat them 3-0. Chipper Jones, what a player. What a player. Kipnis has got him. And you can bring your family to the ballpark for our all-new Family Sundays presented by the University of Chicago Medicine Comer Children's Hospital. Tickets start as low as $5 and parking is just $10. Now on June 30th, Floyd Bannister and Dennis Lamp will be on the concourse from 11:30 to 12, signing autographs for all fans. And the White Sox and Comer Children's Hospital teaming up to promote a healthy lifestyle and combat childhood obesity. That's softly hit. Aviles just does get him. 2 down.
Here's another young man with his glove, just in case ball's in the lights. He's got black under his eyes. Anything comes his way, he is ready.
Here's Adam. He drew a walk. Takes first pitch strike. As I mentioned, that walk tied him with Pee Wee Reese for 55th all time. Pee Wee Reese, for you youngsters out there, terrific shortstop for the Brooklyn Dodgers. And helped as much as anybody ease the path that could be eased a little bit, because there's a broken back for Jackie Robinson to make his debut in the big leagues. But that's a 1-2-3 inning. He's retired 8 in a row and he leads it 4-1.
You buy the new Cool Ranch Doritos, Locos Tacos from Taco Bell. Live Mas.
First pitch misses to Ryan Rayburn. Rayburn called out. It's a 4-1 Cleveland lead, and it could be more because our 24-year-old southpaw has not been able to get a breaking ball over. Only gotten one changeup over. Been a one-pitch pitcher. That's low.
You can see in your shot a lot of moths down on the field. But with the rain and now the cooler temperatures coming in, they're having a good time of it here tonight.
3-1.
Helped him out there and swung at a pitch out of the zone, down and in.
The payoff. So 1 out, and here's Drew Stubbs, who grounded out softly to Beckham. Got a break on that one. Change up, so a breaking pitch. Got the benefit of the call. Change up, and he's 0-2. Finally gets ahead of a hitter. Washington comes back to beat the Mets 6-4. Toss that one foul. Nets were leading 3-1. Then 4-1. And the Nasty Nats with 3 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th. Matt Harvey retired the first 14 hitters in his 7 innings. Had 11 strikeouts. Softly hit. Connors got him. 2 down. Winner in that game was Clippard. He's now 6-1. Parnell takes the loss. He's 5-4. He and Desmond hit his 14th homer. And here's Michael Bourne. He is 2 for 2. Started off that first inning with a single. Takes ball 1. We're in the second game of a doubleheader. First one started a little after 4. 10:30 now. And we're into the 4th inning. And 406 pitches thrown in that 19-10 Cleveland win in game 1. Kevin will take it himself. Nice quick 1, 2, 3 innings. Retired 7 in a row. But it is 4-1 Indians. With Sox in game live only at csnchicago.com. csnchicago.com, brought to you by Comcast Business Class. Keppinger, Gillespie, Beckham. 26-year-old right-hander, 6'3", 212 pounds. Carlos Carrasco, 1 pitch, 1 out.
That was a tough hop, and Avila stayed in front of it. That ball came up into his body. But if you do stay in front and you stay down, you're going to be able to make plays like that. This ball hit hard, and you see it come up. Hits the heel of the glove, but because he was in front of it, he was able to make the play.
Here's Connor. Looked for a moment like he may have had a grand slam back in the first inning. Taking Michael Bourne back on the track, right up there next to Jimmy John's sign. Picked up his 19th ribby. Oh, 0-2 the count. There's a line drive base hit. That breaks a streak of 9 in a row retired by Carrasco.
He got that ball up. It was away. Connor went right with it, taking it just over the head of Avila.
Here's Beckham. He grounded out to his counterpart, Jason Kipnis. Takes up high, ball 1. Good rip, just underneath it. The Kansas City game is over as they beat Minnesota 9-3. Shields the winner over Walters. Shields 3-6 with a 2.99. Walters 2-4 with a 6.03. Top of the 5th in Oakland, 6-1 A's over the Cardinals. Fouls that one back. Bartolo Colon on the bump. Bartolo's gone 4 2/3, giving up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Got a 2.88 ERA. Just got a piece of that one.
You can see Gordon swatting those moths away.
And that's into right field. So 2 out. And that'll bring up Jordan Danks. He's called out on a fastball. It was just a beat pitch. 3-2. Going away on the outside edge. And for those of you who did not see Wednesday's game against the Mets, Johnny Danks really pitched well. 7 1/3, gave up 3 runs, only 1 earned, and it could have been no earned. Defense did not help him. 7 hits, no walks, had 7 strikeouts. That ball hammered. Get through. So now they're going to hold Gillespie on the double by Danks. Attaboy, Jordan.
Nice play by Michael Bourne, because that could have easily gone to the wall, in which case Connor Gillespie would have scored. But speed shows up everywhere in this game, not only leading off, stealing bases, but saving runs. As Mickey Callaway comes out one more time.
2 on, Ducks on the pond, 2 out. Casper Wells at the plate.
Been a long time between doubles for Jordan Danks.
That's Jordan's first hit since May 6th when he hit that home run in Kansas City. So right now, a base hit will just put us in fine shape. Come on, Casper. Don't try to do too much. Chases a pitcher's pitch on first pitch, down and out of the zone. Still got 2 left, buddy. Ball hits sharply, but Aviles is there. Swisher goes out and gets it. We have a mild threat. Can't score. And we're into the 5th. Presented by the great folks at Pepsi on Saturday, July 27th, located at Gate 5. Orgullo Sox features Latin music performances before the game and other activities for fans of all ages. So especially priced lower level tickets are as low as $14. So visit whitesox.com/Orgullo to purchase today. Pepsi, live for now. Here's Aviles. Single, run scored, and he hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice. 4-4-0 for them, 1-4-0 for us. Just getting home, they scored 4 in the first. Two and 0 the count. High pop up, Beckham. So that is out number 1. And send us your comments on tonight's game through Twitter using hashtag White Sox Talk, and we'll read one back later in the game, and it just might be yours. All the good folks at AT&T. Kipnis, RBI single, run scored in the first. He walked in the second. That was his 4th walk in the doubleheader. He was 3 for 4 with 3 walks in game 1, a couple of RBIs and 3 doubles. Breaking ball, he cannot get the breaking ball over. And yet he's retired 8 in a row. Gordon almost let it play. So that is out number 2. And Dave Cella, our home cameraman, his dad John Cella, 78 years young today, shot a 78 this morning at Isla del Sol Country Club down in St. Pete. So congratulations, happy birthday, and congratulations, I should say, John Cella. And he can check that one off his bucket list. Not too many people can do that. Shoot their age. So here is Swish, a walk and a run scored and a line out to left. Gap out there in right center. Gillespie backing off the line at third. Swish was 2 for 4 with a couple of RBIs in game 1. Nick is fun to watch. Has a lot of fun playing this game. Two and 1 count.
Nick's father, a former all-star catcher with the Cubs, makes that drive up from West Virginia, 3-hour drive to see Nick play in Cleveland.
There's a strike. So 2 out, 2 and 2 to count. Nice. All right, that is 10 in a row retired by Quintana. We're halfway home, trailing 4-1. All right, Art Chuck, thank you very much. I know you've had a busy day. Being the man on the street covering that great parade for our Blackhawks. But right here, we trail it 4-1, bottom of the 5th. Jimenez 0 for 1. Takes ball 1. High pop up. Just underneath it. Stubbs. And that is out number 1. Back to the top of the order now with Alejandro Diaz, who singled, stole second, and came around to score on that sacrifice fly by Connor Gillespie. He also has grounded out to second. Bottom of the 5th, still 6-1 Oakland out at the Coliseum over the Cardinals. Cubs leading Seattle 3-1. Top of the 7th at Safeco. Yes, there is strike 1. Phillies shutting out the Dodgers 8-0. Bottom of the 5th in LA. And very quickly the count 0-2. Bottom of the 9th in Houston. Angels leading 4-1. Angels coming in at 36 and 43. Friere on. They try to nail it down. Watch out. Hang loose.
Still got 95 with him because he tried to throw that one right by Diaz after setting him up with a curveball. Alejandro a little tardy, but he was able to get some of the bat on it.
If you're just tuning in, getting home in the first game, we scored 5 in the bottom of the first. They came back with 5 in the top of the second. But they didn't stop. They won that game 19-10. And there's a nice little piece of woodwork. Didn't try to do too much with it. Just fires it out there into left center.
That curveball down. A real sharp breaker. And the second hit of the game for Alejandro.
And here's Alexei. He's gone out to left and grounded to short. Taking too much time for Alexei's liking. Pours that one over. 0-1 the count. Tomorrow afternoon, make your plans to be with us. A 3:10 start. Dylan Axelrod against Ubaldo Jimenez. If you can't make it, that game will be over WGN. Then on Sunday, in the finale of this 4-game set, Chris Sale against Justin Masterson. That game also over WGN. Decent lead. And there's a shot base hit. So we got something cooking here with one out. 2 on, and that'll bring up Adam. Six hits now, and Dunn has walked and grounded to second.
Santana comes out from behind the plate. Wants to talk to Carrasco. He gave up 2 hits in the first, 2 hits in the fourth, 2 hits this inning. And Adams got a chance to tie it up.
Pulls the string on him on the first pitch and misses. So the count 1-0. Adam with that rocket home run in the first inning of game 1. And has 427 of those. Watch out. No shift. And he's got the catbird seat at 2-0. Right here. Zone him in, reel him in, and light him up. Change up. Out in front, 2-1. Made a good pass at it, and souvenir left side.
Count evens at 2-2 on a high fastball away. Lifted it off to the left side.
He steps off. Got him. He knew it.
He just got outguessed because he took a fastball right down the middle. Looking for anything but that.
Second strikeout for Carrasco. So 2 down, and that'll bring up Keppinger, who's 1 for 2. Nice shift by Santana. 1-0. Now he's got a 2-0 count. In that Pirate 10-3 victory over Milwaukee, Garrett Cole won his 4th straight decision to start his career. Cole 4-0 with a 3.70. And the count 3-0 here with Gillespie on deck.
Gillespie's been up twice. He's hit the ball hard twice.
That one's hit hard right back to the middle. So here comes Alejandro. And it's going to be a 4-2 ball game with 2 out and the tying runs aboard.
"22 runs driven in." Gets a 3-0 green light and almost hits Carrasco right in the back, bringing Mickey Callaway out from the dugout once again. So 3 hits this inning, and it's a 2-run game.
And here comes Connor. He has hit the ball hard twice. Once almost a grand slam back in the 1st inning. Deep into deep left center. And then single sharply last inning over the head of Mike Aviles, the shortstop. Took that pitch nicely. 1-0 the count to Connor. There's a chopper. Swisher, good feed. And that'll retire the side, but we pick up 1. We'll go to the 6th. Now it's a 4-2 Cleveland lead.
The 3rd inning with Mark Reynolds up. Looks at a changeup. Strike 1. Count even. misses down with a curve, throws a fastball that he fouled off before missing down, running the count full and striking him out on some high heat. So that is the whiff by Head and Shoulders, and Reynolds has gone down on strikes twice.
4-4-0 for their guys, 2-7-0 for our guys. Outfield about equidistant for the most part, straight up. And now it is a 5-2 ball game. His 15th homer. He has 46 knocked in.
That's very much like a Mark Reynolds night. A couple of strikeouts where he looks like he's never going to hit the ball, and then all of a sudden you leave one out over the plate and he hits it way out of here. Ford home run replay. It's a high change.
And here's Santana. Walk in the first. That was with the bases loaded. Picked up his 33rd RBI, and he's grounded to third. Take strike one. This will be pitch number 97 coming up. Ball hit hard. Beckham's got him. One out. You can organize a group outing of 20 or more for a Sox game during the season and receive savings off the individual game ticket price. You can enhance your outing by upgrading to our new Miller Lite bullpen party porch, pregame patio party, diamond suite, or one of our other great party areas. So call 312-674-1000 and visit whitesox.com. And here's Brantley. 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly. There's a breaking ball strike. If you're just tuning in, he has not been able to get his breaking ball over with any kind of consistency. Two and one. There's a backhand pick and the lead, so 2 out.
Good play by Jeff Keppinger. And he gets it over there in plenty of time.
So a little meeting over there.
And is Nate Jones in the pen?
And he says he's all right. So here's Rayburn, who was struck out and grounded to short. And that Ranger 4-0 victory over the Reds, Martin Perez picked up the win. Rangers have now won 8 out of the last 9 games, and Cincinnati has not scored in their last 22 innings. There's a strike. And that's low. Going to the 8th inning out in Seattle, Cubs leading 4-2. Phillies now thumping the Dodgers 12-0. That's after 6. to Hopper. And that'll do it, but a long home run by Mark Reynolds. They lead at 5-2. For the U.S. Bank Cash Plus Visa Signature Card, apply today at any U.S. Bank branch. That's 5% when you earn up to 5% back on purchases in categories that you choose. Beckham, Danks, and Wells. As there's ball one. Gordon 0 for 2. He's grounded to short and going out fairly deep to right. Well, that's a second, I should say.
Carlos Carrasco came over from Philadelphia along with Jason Donnell, Jason Knapp, and Lou Marson in exchange for Cliff Lee and Ben Francisco. Just one of two of Cy Young Award winners that Cleveland traded away and didn't get a whole lot in return.
Two balls and a strike. This is the 32nd doubleheader here at US Cellular Field. And the first doubleheader between the Indians and I should say the last 7 doubleheaders between the Indians and our Sox have all been in Cleveland. And there's a shot back up the middle. So a good way to start.
That's the 8th hit of the night, and it probably will send the bullpen to working. Carrasco by and large has gotten the ball over the plate, but he's been pretty hittable, especially the last 2+ innings.
Here's Jordan. A strikeout and a double. Nice swing at that one. Very quickly, the count 0-2. All right. Bow your neck right here, Jordan. Come on. 5 runs, 5 hits for them. 2 runs, 8 hits for us. Breaking ball. And that's out number 1. So 3rd strikeout for Carrasco. And Sox fans, on Friday, July 19th at 7:10, our Sox take on the Braves. Also, the first 20,000 fans ages 21 and over will receive a White Sox Miller Lite cooler bag presented by Miller Lite. Miller Lite, the official beer of our Chicago White Sox. So whitesox.com or 866 Sox game. Casper foul tipped it. He's 0 for 2. He's popped up to right and grounded to short. Got that one by him, and the count 0-2. Hector Jimenez on deck. Checks it up in that Oriole comeback. They were trailing 3-0. They win the ball game 4-3 over the Yankees. CC Sabathia had a no-hitter through 5. Orioles broke through in the 6th, where they scored 3 times. Manny Machado's league-leading 37th double, getting Baltimore on the board. Also, CC was going after career win number 200. That ball hit sharply back through the middle of the boy Casper. So now 1 out, 2 on, and here comes Jimenez.
Aviles does not have the range of his Drupal Cabrera at shortstop, and this ball just eases its way by him.
Takes something off, had him out in front. Jimenez over 2. He's gone out to third. And he's popped up to right. Big pitch coming up to 1-1. 1 out. And advantage goes to Jimenez. Good check right there. 3-1.
And the bullpen up and going is. It would appear that Carrasco is weakening. Rich Hill throwing in the pen.
Nice gap out there in right center. Tommy Hawk high, and it's going to be in the seats. Now 3 rows back, so a full count. Payoff. And just got a piece of it. Stay with it. And once again, the 3-2. Another good rip at it. Sox trying to get back in this one. We lost the first one 19-10. Bat explodes. Foul ball. And tomorrow, once again, a reminder, make your plans to be with us here. 3:10 start. Dylan Axelrod against Ubaldo Jimenez. And on Sunday, Chris Sale against Justin Masterson. And if you can't make it to the ballpark tomorrow or Sunday, those games will be over WGN. And then an off day on Monday. And we got a big series coming up against Baltimore as far as low price tickets and dollar hot dogs. Plus on the 3rd, an extended fireworks show. On the 4th, a parade for the first 1,800 people around the warning track. And that's Chop Foul. So make your plans to be with us here. All 3 of those games with Baltimore will have the low price tickets and the dollar hot dogs and lower prices on all the food.
This is the 10th pitch of the at-bat, so a pretty good battle between Jimenez and Carrasco. Likely to be the last man that Carrasco faces, assuming he doesn't get him.
Once again, the payoff. And once again, a foul ball.
Yeah, they're pitching him everywhere. Mostly middle out, but occasionally trying to go up. But whatever it is, Hector's been fouling it off.
And this will be pitch number 100. And that's ball 4. That will load him up. Good at bat by Jimenez. Mickey Callaway has been a very busy guy.
Well, they had Rich Hill throwing and have Rich Hill throwing in the bullpen. And with Diaz 2 for 3 against Carrasco, somewhat surprising he's still in the game. But I'm sure Alejandro is very happy he is.
Alejandro with a stolen base, and he also has scored both our runs. So 2-9-0 for us, 5-5-0 for them. Mike Estelbuck out, trying to expedite things as Santana comes back. And here we go. Second time we've had the bases loaded in this ball game with one out. First time was back in the first inning. We could only get the one, the sacrifice fly by Connor Gillespie. As he takes ball one. And now he's got the catbird seat at 2-0. Right man, right place, right time, right now, Alejandro. Two and one.
And it would appear that Nate Jones is probably going to come into the game.
Took something off. And he chased a very, very bad pitch. So that evens the count at 2 instead of being 3-1.
It's a good job of smothering the ball by Santana.
And there's a base hit. Pokes it out there. That's going to score a pair. Here's the throw, safe. So it's a 5-4 ball game. The third hit by Diaza. Ducks on the pond, still only one out. Yes.
40 runs driven in by Diaza, and Terry Francona opened the door by having the left-hander up in the pen and not going to him. And this ball right down the line makes it a one-run game. .40 driven in for a leadoff hitter is a big number for Diaza.
So here's Alexei. He's 1 for 3. Breaking ball, strike. Alexei has gone out to left, grounded to his counterpart, Mike Aviles, and singles sharply back through the middle. Got that one at 94. Moving in on the fist. So 0-2. .30 pitches this inning. 107 total. Just got a piece of it. Indians, if you're just joining us, 4 in the first. We had 1 in the first. They picked up one in the 5th. They picked up one in the 6th, and we have 2 so far here in the bottom of the 6th. Little nubber out in front of the mound, and that's out number 2.
And that will be it for Carrasco. As Adam Dunn was striding to the plate, Terry Francona had seen all he wanted to see at 109 pitches and 30+ this inning. So he got him into the 6th inning with a couple of outs. He will depart for the moment with the lead. And as Rich Hill comes in, we'll step out and be back after these messages.
Added StubHub fan rewards so you can earn a little extra with your tickets like seat upgrades. So head to StubHub and get your White Sox tickets today.
Our Honda call to the pen is Rich Hill. Adam Dunn 2 for 18 against him, and that's one of the reasons why he's in the game. On for the 30th time, but an inflated 7.20 ERA, 23 hits in 20 innings. And the 12 walks hasn't helped him.
So here's Adam. He's 2 for 18 lifetime off Rich Hill. Cannot check it up. And the count 0-2. So we've had our chances in this game to do some severe damage and just have not been able to do it. And that ball back through the middle into center field. One curveball too many. They'll score 2 and the Sox lead it 6-5. Yes!
"52 runs driven in by Dunn, who had a 2-run homer in the first inning in the opener of the Twin Bill. And takes this one right back through the middle. A curveball that he tried to get out of the zone and couldn't do it. Normally this would be right into the shift, but when they don't shift, that part of the field is open.
That's outside to Keppinger. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI. A big 2-out, 2-run single for Adam Dunn. That ball gets away. Now pick him up.
And now Terry Francona says put him on first base. Wants to take his chances with Gillespie.
Six runs, 11 hits, no errors for our guys. 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors for their guys. And here comes Connor. He's 1 for 2. He had a sacrifice fly. Almost hit it out of here for a grand slam. Just a few feet short. Deep left center field. And he singled sharply in the 4th and grounded out 3-1 last inning. So now Morel has come out. Brent 1 for 5 in the first game. And once again, in certain doubleheaders such as this, MLB has made the roster spot available. You can have 26 for certain doubleheaders. The Sox are going to bat around here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jacks it up. He did not go. And the count 2-0. And it's 3-0 with Beckham on deck.
Brent Morel has seen Hill twice. He's gotten a couple of hits, but he's not getting a chance to even swing the bat here. This Hill, who has struggled mightily against the right-handers this year, hasn't gotten it close to him.
And there's ball 4. That will load him up. And here comes Beckham, who started this inning off with that single back through the middle.
The ever-present Mickey Callaway going to the mound once again.
So once again, the sacks packed with Sox. And one of our best hitters at the plate. All right, Gordon, not too much now, buddy. And there's ball 1. Don't help him out. Good swing. Evens the count at 1. Gordon hitting at 324 as he stands up to that dish. Drops a hook on him, and now Hill in command at 1-2. Done. Keppinger and Morrell. A little nubber, and that's foul. It has been, if you're just joining us, a long, arduous afternoon and evening of baseball. A little over 4 hours the first game took. And he accepts the sign and the 1-2 pitch. Another good pass at it by Gordon. Got a breaking ball up and out over the plate. Two and two. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 4 in. Sox have taken a 6-5 lead after trailing 4-0 and 5-2. And another foul.
Matt Langwell throwing in the bullpen.
And another trip to the mound. So he has his say. And again, a 2-2. That ball into short center field, and it's going to hang up enough for Bourne with that speed to get there. But the Sox put a crooked number up there. We'll go to the 7th. We lead it 6-5. White Sox all season long. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Pin us on Pinterest. Add us to your circle on Google Plus and reblog our unique Tumblr content. So visit whitesox.com/connect today.
And Nate Jones comes into the game trying to protect a 1-run lead. Jones at 3-4, ERA a little above 4.5, and recently he's been throwing the ball as well as anybody on the staff. Brett Morrell stays in the game to play third.
So Drew Stubbs, the right fielder, will lead it off. He's the 9th place hitter. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded to second and he's grounded to third. Takes first pitch strike. Outfield straight up, spread out. Well, right at the cut of the grass and off the line at third. Has the count very quickly, 0-2. Now he can back up a little bit. Stubbs has that good speed. 8 for 8 in stolen bases.
Quintana went 6, gave up 5 runs on 5 hits, walked 3, fanned 3.
And was virtually a one-pitch pitcher tonight. Had a lot of trouble getting his breaking stuff off, but he made some good pitches with a fastball, especially in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings. He gone, 1 out.
Nate Jones gets that slider near the zone. A right-hand hitter has no chance, and a left-hand hitter has very little chance.
So in the scheme of things, this is a big man right here. Michael Bourn 2 for 3 with a run scored. That speed of his, as I mentioned earlier, he is a game changer. Takes first pitch strike, that one at 98. Count evens at 1. Top of the 9th in Seattle. Mariners came back and tied the Cubs at 4. Pulled a string on him. Had him off balance. So the count 1-2.
Matt Thornton loosening in the pen. He's getting ready for Kipnis if it goes that far.
He gone. 99 for the Nate Meister. 2 down.
After a couple of sliders, this one looks like 199 as he throws it right by Bourn, who's very tardy.
So here's Aviles. No chance. Aviles has faced Nate 3 times, has 1 hit. Pretty good pitch, didn't get it. There's a slider that is ripped into left field. So he is 6 for 7 in stolen bases. And that'll bring up Kipnis. Gibness is singled, knocked in a run and scored. That was in the first. Walked in the second, grounded to second in the fifth. Slider strike, 0-1.
And Aviles will run. He stole a base to go along with his 3 hits in the opener.
Close pitch. 1-1 the count. Gibness 3 for 3.
And a moth flew right in the eye of Mike Esterbrook. That's the way it's been going down on the field.
Gibness 3 for 3 with 3 doubles. Check that, 3 for 4 with 3 doubles in the first game. Also walked 3 times. That one at 98 fouls it away. Nick Swisher waiting his turn on deck. Yanks that one foul. Gap out there in right center. As Casper Wells straight away out there in right. Pretty good pitch, didn't get that one.
This one could have been called, catching the outside part of the inside corner, but count evens at 2-2.
Just a decent lead. And he just got a piece of that one. Gibness, a tough customer up there at that plate. He will battle you.
You certainly don't want Aviles running with the pitch, so Nate Jones wants to make it happen right here.
Gordon's got him, and that'll retire the side. So 7th inning stretch, we lead it 6-5. It's 6-5, coming up with 4 runs last inning. So it'll be Danks, Wells, and Jimenez, the lower third of our order. Jordan 1 for 3 with a double. Takes first pitch, fastball strike. Mark Reynolds way off the line and right at the edge of the grass. 1-1 to count. Fouls that one back. One and two. And once again, a reminder, if you're just getting home, tomorrow, game 3 of this series, 3:10 start. Dylan Axelrod against Ubaldo Jimenez. That game on WGN if you can't make it. A rolling curveball right there. And then on Sunday at 1:10, Chris Sale against Justin Masterson. And that game also on WGN. Off day on Monday, then the Orioles July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Rings him up. 1 out. So the first strikeout for Hill. And here's Casper. 28,628 on mullet night. Watch out. Casper had a big hit and scored a run last inning. Activity down in our pen.
Jesse Green starts loosening up.
Just flips that curveball up there, and the count 1-2. And that is a souvenir right side. Got him. 2 down. And that'll bring up Hector. Jimenez 0 for 2 with a big walk last inning. And an extended at bat, a good at bat. That loaded the bases and set up a 4-run 6th. Two and 0 the count. And for the Tribe in their half of the 8th, it'll be Swisher, Reynolds, and Santana. Breaking ball strike. Angels had defeated Houston 4-2. Angels now winners of 4 in a row. They swept the Tigers in 3. In fact, they have won the last 7 games that they have played against Detroit. 6-0 this year.
$12. Doubleheader starting at 4:10.
That curveball outside. Well, we have fallen into a pattern of playing some of the longest games in the league. High strike, and he calls him, rings him up, so he strikes out the side, and we're into the 8th, leading by 1.
Thanks, our Chuck, and it's on to Jesse Crane with a 1-run lead in the top of the 8th inning. Jesse on for the 37th time. 2-2 mark, ERA .52. 46 strikeouts in 34 2/3 innings. He'll go right through the middle of the order. Swisher, Reynolds, and Santana if anybody gets on Brantley.
Six runs, 11 hits, no errors for our guys. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors for their guys. Here at the top of the 8th. Swisher has walked, scored. That was in the 1st. Then lined out to left and bounced back to the pitcher. So Nick has faced Jesse 7 times, has 2 hits, 1 homer. First ball, Honey. And 1 out. And you can swing for the fences with the new Home Run Derby mobile game from MLB.com. Features include all 24 Home Run Derby competitors from 2010, 11, and 12. An arcade mode that brings high-impact thrills as you compete for the highest scores, and a Derby mode that recreates the authentic Home Run Derby tournament. Available On the iPhone and iPad, download MLB. That's the best part. Download MLB.com's Home Run Derby game for free. You can do it right now. First pitch strike. Reynolds, who is 1 for 3, a long home run leading off the 6th. That was his 15th. He now has 46 knocked in. And he has faced Jesse 6 times, and he has drawn the collar. Curveball. Oh, yeah. Buckle your knees. Count 0-2.
When Jesse gets this one over, it's just not fair, and it doesn't matter which side you hit from.
Just got a piece of that. And we had Dan Hayes on in the 2nd inning from CSNChicago.com talking about the Sox. And Rick Hahn accepting phone calls and talking trade about anybody on this ball club with the exception of Chris Sale and Paul Konerko. You better believe that Jesse Stone's out on that bump right now is at the top of the list. 1-2. There are a lot of clubs contending that desperately need some bullpen help. And people say, well, you're not going to trade him to anybody in the division. That's a bunch of bunk. If you get a good deal, you trade him anywhere. 2-2. Outfield for the most part straight up. Morel back several steps off the line. And there is a base hit into center field. That on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. So the tying run aboard. And that'll bring up Santana, who has walked. That was with the bases loaded back in the 1st. He also has grounded to 3rd, and he's also grounded to 2nd.
This is the first time that Santana will hit from the left side. He's hit a couple more home runs left-handed, but he's a better right-hand hitter.
Cannot check it up on the curveball. Takes a strike. Yan Gomes caught the first game, and he went 3 for 5. 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. So the Brazilian catcher swinging the bat. Another curveball.
Santana hits off a raised front foot, and for him, that's a timing device. You don't see a whole lot of hitters who'll do that. See it right there. It's the most unusual setup to the pitch.
Two balls and a strike.
Outfield very deep all the way around in a no double set. They want to make sure they cut off anything in the alleys.
And there was a good pitch he did not get. So 3-1. Had him way out in front. Full count. Brantley on deck, Rayburn in the hole. Reynolds 3 for 3 in stolen bases. Big pitch coming up. Set. Quick. Whoa! Close over there at first.
Jesse has the quickest feet around, but the throw is high and his hand back well under the tag.
A little static lead now from Reynolds. And got him! Yes! Two down.
This ball getting over there quickly. Tagged him on his shoulder, and Wally Bell said it was just before the hand got the bag. That is a big play.
And here's the payoff. And it's a good thing that pickoff came, because that 3-2 fastball, he turns it around. And a good thing he did not get it up. We mentioned it in the last few days, Jesse. There have been some guys, some right-handers, who had a balk move. But for the ones who were legitimate, got the best move I've ever seen in all my years in this game. So here's Brantley. Sacrifice fly, a grounder to second, and a grounder to first. Brantley is 1 for 4 against Jesse. That ball is hit hard, get foul. It will. Yes. Mercy.
And Terry Francona is going to come out. He wants a word with Wally Bell, and it could very well be that he'll want them to take a look at it on replay. That ball looked like it went in front of the pole. If you lose sight of it, if you lose sight of this ball, it means that it was a home run. You never lost sight of the ball, meaning it hooked in front of the pole and was a foul ball. They got it right the first time. Let's see if they go take a look at it.
Well, if they go take a look at it, they're going to get it right again. Just foul. And we'll take another look at it.
That ball never disappears from sight. You see it right there in the middle of the pole. Then it hooks and goes on the foul side of the pole.
Just foul. So they're going to go in and review it. And that shot right there is definitive. That last shot you saw, both of them have been. So a 6-5 Sox lead here in the top of the 8th with 2 out and 1 on. And we'll show you that definitive shot one more time. You see it? That ball, you see it all the way. It's as definitive as you can get. So everybody waiting for the umpires to resurface. Bell had it correct. And it is foul. So Brantley will get back in there with a 1-1 count.
Jesse Crain has not given up a home run this year and still hasn't.
That one fouled by inches, thank goodness. Santana just short lead. Curveball strike in the count 1-2. Short lead by Santana. That one off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. And that's low. So a full count. Pitch he had, he just turned that fastball from Jesse around. Brantley 38 RBIs. Now Keppinger playing behind Santana, guarding that line. That's high pop up. Alexei calling for it. He's got it. That'll retire the side. So by inches. Sox lead at 6-5 going to the bottom of the 8th.
Alejandro Diaz takes one down the line. At the time, it was a 5-2 game. This made it a 5-4 game. And the Sox went on to score 4 in the inning and take the lead. So Matt Langwell comes in the game. On for the 5th time. Product of the Indians farm system. Been around since 2008.
26 years old, 6'2", 220 out of College Station, Texas. 11th round draft choice. So top of the order for us. Diaz, Ramirez, and Dunn. Diaz 3 for 4 with 2 huge RBIs. Takes up high, ball 1.
Alejandro has been on base 7 times in the doubleheader. A double and 3 walks in the opener.
Underneath it, and the count evens at 1. They're at the bottom of the 10th out in Seattle. Cubs and the Mariners tied at 4. Bottom of the 9th, the Dodger Stadium, 16-1, Phillies leading. And everything else is over. Oakland beat the St. Louis 6-1 at the Coliseum. Cologne 11-2. Bartolo 11-2 for Oakland with a 2.79 ERA. Miller, the loser, 8-6 with a 2.79 ERA. Texas shuts out Cincinnati 4-0. Perez over Cueto. 3-2. Rockies beat the Giants 4-1 in Denver. Angels continue to roll 4-2. That's down in Houston. And there's the leadoff walk. So good speed aboard. Alejandro, 9 stolen bases in 13 attempts, and here comes Alexi. Alexi is 1 for 4.
Looking at Joe McEwing to see if he wants him to bunt. Certainly Reynolds III thinks he's going to.
Checks it up. Now feels slightly to the right. And that is fouled back just below us. Atlanta before over 48,000. Shut out Arizona 3-0 as they retired the great Chipper Jones number. Actually did not like that call, and the count 1-2. In that game, Teheran over Delgado. Kimbrel with his 23rd save. Boston beat Toronto 7-5. 7-15-1 for the Carmines. 5-8-0 for the Blue Jays. Boston now 49-33. Just got a piece of that breaking pitch. San Diego beat the Marlins 9-2 down in Florida. Volquez over in Nolasco. Miguel Cabrera 4 for 4 with 2 homers in that 6-3 Tiger win over Tampa Bay. Scherzer 12-0, first Tiger pitcher to ever do that. 12-0 over Colomé. Benoit picked up his 5th save. As there he goes. High throw, he's safe. Stolen base number 10.
Pretty close play at second base. Wally Bell says no. Hunter Wendelstedt says no, we didn't get him.
Santana another trip out. All right, Alexi, we need you. Some contact, buddy. That'll get the job done. So the stolen base is going to score. Alexi on his way to second base. Safe. It's 7-5.
th double of the year, 17th run driven in of the year. And this one up out over the plate. And just like that, a little more comfortable for Addison Reed.
th double for Alexei, and here is a man who had a huge 2-run single in the 6th inning. Coming with 2 out.
Just like we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. And it's our Miller moment. Adam Dunn, without the shift, takes it right back up the middle. And those are runs 5 and 6. And the boys took the lead for the first time in this second game.
1-2 the count. So that leadoff walk jumps up and bites the Indians. Two and two. Getting back to Cabrera in a 6-3 Tiger win. Cabrera now hitting at .377, 24 homers, 81 knocked in. Got him. 1 out. And here comes Keppinger. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI.
5 hits in the doubleheader for Jeff Keppinger.
Rolls a curveball in there for a strike.
Addison Reed ready to nail it down.
Santana sitting way up outside. That ball hit into right field. Keep curving. It will. Can't make the play. So here comes Alexei. He's going to score on the triple, and it's an 8-5 Sox lead. Yes.
Keppinger takes this ball down the line, and Stubbs slid a little too early and just missed it. That ball slicing away from him. 6 hits in the doubleheader for Jeff Keppinger.
And here's Morrell. He's been to the plate one time, hitting for Gillespie in the 6th, and he walked. So the infield in. There's that curveball strike. One and one to count. Beckham on deck. And it's 1-2. So the Indians have scored 24 runs in this doubleheader. We have scored 18. Just off the corner. 2-2 the count. It's full for the Indians in their half of the ninth. 8th, 9th, and first place hitters. Rayburn, Stubbs, and Bourne, the scheduled hitters. Chopper. The Bealers will hold it, and that's out number 2. So here comes Beckham. Gordon started off that 4-run 6th with a base hit. Takes up high, ball 1. And that fastball just in the upper quadrant. 1-1. Sox were trailing 4-0. Big hack at the hook. And then 5-2. Now lead at 8-5. Swim one in the dirt. Two and two the count. And it's full. That's up into one of the super sweets. And once again, if you're just tuning in, reminder, make your plans to be with us tomorrow afternoon. Game 3 of this 4-game set. Dylan Axelrod against Ubaldo Jimenez. Sunday at 1:10. Chris Sale against Justin Masterson. If you can't make it, both those games will be over WGN. Then it's that off day on Monday, and then Orioles come to town. So 5 more games on this homestand. That's popped up into short center field. That Bourne can get there. So damage is done. A 2-spot goes up there. We'll go to the 9th, leading 8-5.
Thirty-fourth time, looking for save number 22. 38 strikeouts in 35 innings. He's walked only 9. He'll face the bottom part of the order, but it says Drupal Cabrera in the on-deck circle to hit for Stubbs after Rayburn.
Rayburn 0 for 3 in this game. A strikeout, a grounder to short, a grounder to third. Let's take care of this guy right here, Addison. 8-13-0 for our guys. 5-8-0 for their guys. Sox trying to split this doubleheader. Takes that one up high. And Rayburn has faced Addison 6 times, has 3 hits. He's got hits against all our guys. He has been a Sox killer. 2-0 the count. There's one. There's 2. And the count evens. Indians with 4 in the first. We scored 1 in the first. We scored 1 in the 5th to make it 4-2. They scored 1 in the 6th to make it 5-2. We scored 4 in the 6th to make it 6-5 and 2 in the 8th. And now the leadoff man aboard. So he's 4 for 7 lifetime off Addison. So here's Cabrera hitting for Stubbs.
Cabrera had 3 hits in the first game. 3 for 7.
Raven just a short lead. Looking for it. Got it. Couldn't do anything with it. Cabrera has 1 hit and 4 at-bats against Addison, and that hit was a home run. And there's a ball by Keppinger. So here they come. Runners at the corners and nobody out.
Cabrera doesn't get a chance to pinch hit too much. In fact, this is the first time all year, and he makes the most of it. 2 on, nobody out.
Top of the order with Michael Bourne, who's 2 for 4. Morel off the line, even with the bag. Gotta be careful with this guy. Takes ball 1. At the corners, nobody out, and this is an 8-6 ball game.
3rd hit of the night for Bourne, who didn't start in the opener, but he drives in his 15th run. That fastball rifled right back up the middle, right by Gordon Beckham. Now those 2 runs in the 8th look especially big. Jason Giambi comes out. One for four. That one a pinch home run.
Aviles was 2 for 4. There goes Bourne. That pitch fouled back. Thank you. Nothing in 1 to count. Bourne 11 for 16 in stolen bases.
That's what he's done over the course of his career as a pinch hitter. We told you about the 1 for 4 this year, and that one leaving the park.
Kipnis on deck. Swisher in the hole. So 3 straight hits. And all of them have been hit hard. There he goes. And that's foul. Just foul.
And for the second time, Bourne had second base stolen. And the second time, Giambi has fouled it.
Right underneath his hands, Addison. not too much time. It never is easy. Pitch out, nothing on. Those first two jumps, you weren't going to get him with a pitch out. Ball gets away, got a shot. Bad throw by Jimenez. And it's an 8-7 game with Bourne at second base.
It's going to go as a wild pitch. And the break was that it came right back to Hector. But as he got turned around on this slider low and in, that throw was off the mark. So Reed got to the plate in time, but the underhand flip well wide of the plate. And that's a tying run at second base, and still nobody out.
Two-two pitch. Trying to jam himself almost right there to stay on it. So count hangs at 2-2. Going to get him over. Now the tying run at third with one out. And the man who's had the hot wand, the hot stick for the Indians, Kipnis, comes to the plate. Who's 1 for 3 in this game and was 3 for 4 in the first one. And here comes Robin.
Everybody in the infield on the mound.
Eight 13-0 for us, 7-11-0 for them. Here in the top of the ninth with one out and Bourne at third.
And Kipnis has not struck out in this doubleheader. But during the course of this year, on pace to strike out 150 times.
So the infield in. Way in. Change up. Another change up and the count 2-0. Swisher on deck and Mark Reynolds in the hole. Another change up. 2-1. Well, that was a good at bat by Giambi. Falling behind 0-2, fouling off some pitches and then getting the job done. That fastball He gets back even in the count at 2.
Giambi wouldn't even be in that uniform if he hadn't finished second to manage the Colorado Rockies. Walt Weiss got the job ahead of him.
Big pitch. And that's going to get the job done. Tied at 8.
Second run batted in the evening game. 49 of the year for Kipnis.
So here's Swisher. An 8-8 tie. You got to be bleeping. I love this game. One and 0 Swisher. He took a hack. One and 2 as he is trying to put him on top right here for our guys in the 9th. Lower third of our order. Danks, Wells, Jimenez, the scheduled hitters. Two and 2. Three solid singles to start the inning off. Wild pitch was very prominent. Full count. And the payoff. It is a 9-8 Indian lead. Four runs here in the top of the 9th inning.
8th home run of the year, 28th driven in, as Swisher got all of that. Ford home run replay, that fastball right down the middle, and Nick Swisher looking for a home run the entire at bat, finally got a pitch middle in and took it way back.
So here's Reynolds. He's 2 for 4 with a homer. Grabs the strike at 82. One and 1 to count. Well, if you'd have written a script of what's been going on here, nobody would have believed it. 2-2. They score 4 times to take a 9-8 lead here in the top of the 9th inning.
Moves out to right field from first base as Drubal Cabrera takes over at shortstop. Lonnie Chisenhall, who started the first game, is at third base. Mark Reynolds shifts from third to first. And Vinny Pistano, who picked up an inning in the first game, gave up a couple of hits, struck out 1 with an opportunity for a save. He's 5 of 7 in save situations this year.
All right, boys, let's give him a finish. Here's Danks. Jordan 1 for 4 with a double. Fouls that one down. 4 runs in the top of the 9th. Take a 9-8 lead. Boy, Jordan has had some tough pitches called on him tonight. So the Indians defensively. Brantley in left, Bourne in center, Swisher in right. One out.
Last year the Indians were 24-12 in 1-run games. This year they're 15-7. So the Sox are going to have to buck a trend because in 1-run games our Sox are 12-16.
There's Wells. Jasper 1 for 4, a single and a run scored. I mentioned the outfield. In the infield, Chisenhall at third, Cabrera at short, Kipnis at second, Reynolds at first, and the battery with Santana and Pistano. There you go, Casper. The 2-0 pitch. 3-0. Jimenez on deck. And Diaz in the hole. And there's ball 4. So the tying run aboard.
Castano wasn't even close to Casper Wells. Mike Esterbrook wants somebody in the on-deck circle, and that somebody is Alejandro Diaz.
So here's Hector. He's 0 for 3 with the base on balls. 1st and 30. Or take him out of here. He takes ball 1. Out and around it. And that evens the count at 1. The ball is striking out here in the bottom of the 9th. Cleveland wins the first game 19-10. We were leading 8-5 going to the 9th. We trail it 9-8. Breaking ball strike. And the count 1-2. Lays off that one.
Good stop by Santana. As he kept the tying run from second base by smothering that ball in the dirt. Castano tried to go to the backdoor breaking ball once again. That ball bounced in front of the plate. It's a tough play.
And he got him. 2 down.
Alejandro got the big hit in the 6th, and he's got 3 of them this game. No better time than the present.
One time, Alejandro, one time, buddy. We need it. We need it. We need it very bad. Breaking ball, tried to backdoor him, couldn't get it there. Now he's got the Catbird seat at 2-0. Outfield right where they should be. Very deep. Spread out. And takes it right there. 2-1. Not a good call at all right there.
And that ball was well wide of the plate.
Not even close.
You see where the 4 appears. Tries a backdoor breaking ball. 3 inches off the corner.
This ball game is over. So the Indians come in here, sweep this doubleheader, 19-10. They score 4 in the top of the ninth to win it 9-8.
Another one-run win for the Indians. And unfortunately, a gut-wrenching one-run loss in the second game to lose the doubleheader.
And our GMC player of the game was Alejandro Diaza, our GMC player of the game. So for Steve Stone, for Jim Angio, for Mike Leary, for Dave Ross, our technical manager Mark Harper, the executive producer Jim Corno Jr., for the mayor Mean Joe Grube, also for Dave Cella, Frank D'Amato, Paul Carey, Frank Leone. This is the Hawk. So long, everybody. You've been watching Chicago White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet.